What is up, everybody? SysAdmin Sean here with another episode of SysAdmin News. So a lot's been going on in the news, and I haven't been able to cover it exactly when it comes out, so we're going to cover a whole bunch of different stories today. We're going to start with the first one, which, again, everyone should already know this already. VMware Workstation Pro 17 and Fusion Pro 13 are free for personal use. Broadcom has announced it's making its desktop hypervisor products free for home users. This kind of mimics a lot of what the other home user virtualization products like Oracle VirtualBox or Hyper-V is free for pretty much everybody as long as you have a Windows license. Things like that. And of course, Proxmox is free to run at home. You can run quite a few of the different hypervisors without really needing a license. Broadcom has decided that we should do the same thing with Workstation Pro. I think one of the reasons they do this, people might not know this if you haven't purchased VMware before, they usually threw these licenses in with a VMware purchase to make it more a lucrative order. And I know that same way with like Horizon, things like that. When you bought Horizon, you actually usually get a free vCenter license with that. At least we did. So Workstation would get thrown in when you'd buy so many processors worth of Enterprise Plus licensing, things like that. So they decided, well, we're not going to do that because we're charging for VVF and VCF. So we'll just put it out as a free product and let everybody have access to it, which is kind of nice. But I don't really use this product much. I don't know if other people do. Let me know if you use Workstation or Fusion Pro. It's not really my thing because I've always had at least access to ESXi, and that's usually enough because I've got server hardware somewhere. Now, not everybody has server hardware somewhere, but I'm curious to see how many people watching this video actually use this. So leave a comment down below. The next bit of news is the unprecedented Google Cloud event that wiped out customer account and its backups. This was a few days ago. Basically, Google nuked an entire company and then nuked their backup. So we'll go through a little bit. Buried into the news from Google I/O this week, one of Google's cloud's biggest splinters ever. Google's Amazon Web Service competitor accidentally deleted a giant customer account for no reason. UniSuper, an Australian pension fund that manages $135 billion worth of funds and has 647,000 members, had its entire account wiped out of Google Cloud, including all its backups that were stored under the service. Now, this alone makes a lot of people very nervous about going to the cloud because this could happen, you know, as we can see here. So, you know, what if you were a smaller customer than this? I have a feeling that a lot of this, do they really go into what happened other than oopsie? The disruption arose from an unprecedented sequence of events whereby an inadvertent misconfiguration during provisioning of UniSuper's private cloud services ultimately result in the deletion of their private cloud subscription. Somebody did something wrong and they didn't have the proper documentation. I do believe that they were able to actually get back up with a secondary backup other than the first backup, so that they did restore data, and I don't think they were too bad. They had, you know, it sounds like they maybe had 2 weeks of downtime, but still, just the thought of putting all of your eggs in one cloud basket and then that cloud accidentally deleting everything would be pretty painful. It reads like they were doing a migration, so I'll have to check on that a little bit more. But that it can happen. And in other horrible news from big companies, Dell had a database hacked and 49 million customers were hit, including a lot of government and higher education customers. So this has to do with a lot with, I believe, Dell devices, Dell licensing, maybe, I don't know if there was purchase data involved. I believe our workplace did get a notification, your name, physical address, hardware and order information, including service tag, item description, date of warranty, and related warranty information. Not the worst data breach in the world. It does suck that they have the names and physical addresses of a lot of people along with a lot of businesses, but service tags and warranty info is not that big a deal. Just the personal information is kind of a pain in the butt. And in VPN news and security related things, Norway, the Norwegian National Cybersecurity Center has recommended replacing SSL VPN and web VPN solutions with alternatives due to repeated exploitation of related vulnerabilities in edge network devices to breach corporate networks. Let me know what you guys are doing in your businesses. We are phasing out our VPNs. We had been phasing them out for the past year and a half, using things such as Horizon, Azure Virtual Desktop, web proxies. Azure offers a lot of different tools to let you put a lot of your stuff behind SSL protected logins. So you can use your SSO to a protected login to then get to whatever portal you need to get to without really opening up anything other than 443. They do also offer an Azure site-to-site VPN and things of that nature, but having users connect to a VPN to then connect to a web page doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If it's locked down with SSO, as long as SSO is fully functional, you don't really need the VPN. You can trust SSO. Now, VPNs still kind of have a place due to a lot of, older technology or ancient software, things like that. But hopefully with things like Azure Web Proxies and other devices, other options, you can kind of start to eliminate your VPNs. And like I said, we're getting rid of ours. We don't really see a need. Horizon covers more than it needs to. When there are other tools available, we could probably start pulling back our Horizon utilization and our Azure Virtual Desktop utilization for things like Azure Arc, Azure Bastion, Windows Admin, Wadmin Center is what we call it, and products like that. Big one for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people here, Veeam backup for Proxmox was announced. So Veeam is going to support Proxmox. Now, what I don't understand yet is exactly how they're going to support Proxmox. Is it going to be a full integration like it is for VMware, where I don't have to install an agent on the servers? Or is it going to be like the support kind of that you get with Veeam and Verge, where you have to install the agent on all of your servers, you build a separate tenant area for Veeam, an isolated network, where you dump all your data to Veeam and then you have to restore using the agent, and it's a lot of extra steps. I'll be curious to find out more about this as it comes about. And again, all these links will be down below, so you can read about this, though I think there's going to be more announcements on this at VeeamON, and it's looking like maybe Q3 this will be available for users. So keep an eye out, and maybe I'll have a video about that, because I do like using Veeam. I'm very comfortable in that environment. Even though Proxmox backup server seems to do amazing things, there are people that will just want to stay with Veeam, so it's really cool that they're offering this. And lastly, ChatGPT released the GPT-4o model, also known as Omni, which kind of creeps me out a little bit when you think about it. It can talk to you and it has emotions, quote unquote. I don't use the mobile app very much, so I don't get a lot of the vocal part, the personality. I still use it to reference things like, oh, how do I code maybe this? Or is there a function that I can use to do this type of feature, things of that nature. So that's what I use ChatGPT for still. Are you still using ChatGPT? Have you moved to a different language model? Have you stopped using AI altogether? Have you been asked to deploy more of it at work? Let me know down in the bottom. That is your major SysAdmin news update for this week. Again, I do apologize for no video last week. Stuff is still crazy at work because we are in what's known as intersession, where we have a break between classes. So spring semester's over, we're in a break. Summer semester starts this week. I also have to present at a conference this week, so I'm very busy prepping for that. You're probably going to get videos on my conference presentation because it's SysAdmin related and it might be something y'all are interested in. So I might as well not do the work twice and utilize it twice instead of making extra content. So that's it for me. Big thanks to everybody for likes and subscribes. Also, super big thanks to everybody that's kicked a super chat out so far. It has been super awesome to see that. I'm glad that I'm offering content that makes you happy, that you feel is valuable. And I hope that I continue to do that. So just, again, let me know in the bottom, in the comments below, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what I'm covering. And also, I am EQing my videos now because I got told that my audio sounds a little weird. So I'm letting Adobe Premiere, there we go. Adobe Premiere edit all my video for audio to make sure that the EQ levels things out. And hopefully that doesn't cause any more audio issues for anyone. So that's it. And we'll see you in the next one.